Hariam girls, welcome you all to yet another session on Python programming course. We had already talked about what is GUI programming and how GUI programming can be done using tkinter. Then layout managers were also discussed in the last session. The three important layout managers like pack method, grid method and place method were discussed. Then we also talked about some of the widgets like button, label, entry box, check boxes or check button, canvas, etc. In this video, we'll be talking about what is a frame, what do you mean by a list box widget, what is radio button and message widgets. Let us see the frame widget. So frame widget is just a container widget. It is used to organize other widgets also. Suppose if you want to organize the widgets like a group of widgets you want to put on the left side and another group of widgets you want to put on the right side, then you can use the frame widget. And this is the syntax for the frame widget. As usual, we have the parent window or the widget as the first argument and followed by a list of possible options which will be specified as key value pairs, and each option will be separated by commas. And the list of possible options of the frame widget are, these are the possible options. As usual, we have the border, background and the cursor, right? If you want to change the cursor, right, from one frame to another frame, if you want to change the cursor, that can also be done. And there are different colors that can be set. You can also set the width for the frame widget, etc. Okay, these are some of the possible options that you can have for the frame widget. Now let us see an example of frame widget. This is a simple example that shows how a frame widget can be used in a program. Please observe here, I am creating a window and I am having a list here. I create an empty list here. Then this is another interesting thing that you can have, because whenever you are going to have a label or captions, etc., it will be using the default font. Suppose if you want to have a font which should be in bold or in italic, or you want to have a specific size for the font, or you want to have a specific family like Times New Roman or sans serif, these kind of fonts if you want on the window, that can be created using the font class. So you create a font object, and to whichever widget you want to set the font, you can assign this as a value to the font parameter, font option of a widget. So here I create a font object. I call it as HELB 36, which will take the family of Helvetica, and the size of the font will be 18, and the weight I am going to give as the bold font. Okay, now you can see here I create a label where the window object is the parent, and I have the font I have the font option to which I am assigning this font object. Okay, so this is the font object I had already created, and this object I am assigning to the font option. Then I have the text option with this as the string literal, and I give the justify option which has to be justified in the center. Then the foreground and the height of the label is also given. Then I am packing it. Okay, so that I will get a label like this. So this is the text, and you, based on this particular font style, this font will be displayed, the text will be displayed, and the height is given as 3, and justification is center. By default it is center, and I give the foreground as blue. Then I am packing it. After which what I do, I create frames using this. Please observe, I use a for in loop in which I have all these colors in a list, and I want to create different color frames. I want to create different colors frame. So what I do, I create all these frames in a frame list. I am creating all these frames in a list, right? So I use this list and the append method. In the list I am creating the frame object. So when I create, I specify the height and width, and the background color is this color what I select from each iteration. So from this list it will take the red color initially, then white, green, yellow, black and cyan colors will be the background colors of each and every frame. I create the frame objects, and all these frame objects are initially added to a list. So it's a simple list. And then after adding all these frames to this list, I'm just using the frame list. I'm using this frame list, and I select each frame and I'm just packing it, right? So instead of having 6 different frame objects with 6 different names then packing it, I'm using a loop structure just to pack the frames. That's it. Okay, so this program will give you an output like this, where each can be called as a frame, in which you can have different widgets can be added. So that if frames are just the container, if you want to give a group of objects in a particular location, so you create a frame in that particular location and you just add the widgets there. This is how the frame objects can be created in a window. Let us see another example, or I should say the enhanced version of this particular frames. This is another program. You can see here I create a window object. I create a window object and I am creating the font, right? I create a font here and I am creating the label. The same label I am creating. Then I am going to use the grid method for the geometry management or for layout. And then I create first frame with yellow background, and then I use the grid for laying the widget. Then I am creating a button and I am packing it. And then I am creating another frame. I use grid method to lay that particular frame. Then I am creating the second button and I am going to use it, I am going to pack it in the window. Okay, now if you observe here, the label is created on this as the parent window and the frame is created on this parent window, and the second frame is also created on the parent window. Whereas when I create the button, the first frame is the parent widget to which the button is added. For the second button, frame 2 is the parent widget to which the button is added. Okay, now let us try running this program. When I run it, I get an output like this. So this is the first frame, and you can observe here in this program I am using both grid method as well as the pack method. So using the grid method, the two columns are spanned together. For this label I am spanning both the columns. I span both the columns, right? Row 0, column 0, and two columns are spanned here together for displaying the label. Then the first frame with background color and with this padding is available here in which I have added a button called BCA, and then the second frame with blue background is on the right side, which will be the first row and first column, and this is the first row and zeroth column. Okay, and this background is set to blue, and I'm adding the second button to the second frame. This is another simple example you can have for the frame widget. So like this, if you want to have a separate container for some of the widgets, you can create frames on the window. This is the advantage of having frames in the Tkinter GUI programming. Now the next widget is the list box widget. It is generally used to provide list of options like this. If you want to give list of options like this, you can use the list box, and user can select any one of the item from the list. This is the syntax, parent window or widget, and the list of possible options. So the list of possible options are these are the list of possible options. As usual, the border, background, the cursor is also there, height, then whatever highlight color you want, whatever select background color, mode of selection, whether you want to have single line selection, multi-line selection, or do you want to simply browse through the list box. All these things can also be given. Apart from that, some of the methods are also available for the list box widget. These are some of the methods. You can have activate method, which is used to select the lines, right? So during the program execution, if you want to select set of lines in a specified index, then you can use activate. Then current selection, if you want to know the current selection, you can use current selection. Then delete is used to delete the lines which exist in the given range. So you can specify the first index to any number of index. If you don't give the second argument, then obviously only the first index will be taken into consideration. The same way, you can also have get to get the list of items that exist in the given range. Then index is used to place the line with the specified index at the top of the widget. Then you have other methods like insert method. Nearest will be returning the index of the nearest line to the y coordinate of the list box widget. Then you have x view, x, y view. These are some of the methods which are used for scrolling, right? So if you want to add a scroll button, and then that can be associated with the list box, then you can use all this x view, y view, x scroll, x view scroll, y view scroll. All these things can also be used, right? So these are the methods and the options that are available for the list widget. Let us see an example of the list box. So here I create a window and I set a geometry for the window, and I am creating a list box. When I create a list box, I specify the parent window. Then what is the height and width of the list box is specified here, and border width is also specified, and what is the background color you want, and what kind of font you want, right? So here I am giving font as a string literal. In the earlier example, in the frame example, we had seen we create a font object, then the font object is given as the value for the font option. Whereas here I just specify the font family name as a string literal to the font option. Then I specify the foreground as red color. So that is why inside the list you have white background and the red foreground. Then I am having a label here. The label, this title of the list box can be specified using a label. I give the text as programs offered. Then the foreground, height, etc. I set. Then Once I create a list box, I use the insert method of the list box to insert the objects, to insert the items in the list box. So when I insert, I give the index, then I give a value to it, right? So in the first index, I'm going, or let me say this is the first item, I give the value as BCA, the second item with BBA, third with BCom. The list of items can be inserted using the insert function. And you can observe here, two statements can be given in a single line. Usually Python program will have new line as the separator for the statements. But if you want to give more than one statements in the same line, you can separate it by a semicolon also. Then you can use the pack method for packing. You just give the pack method for the label as well as for the list box widget, so that it will be packing. And this kind, when you run this program, this kind of window will be displayed with the label on the top and the list box below that. Okay, so this is a simple example for the list box widget. Let us further explore it. So this is the list box. Okay, I'm going to just run and show you this. Okay, the same, I have just enhanced the program. So this is my program and I get this particular window. Okay, you can observe here I am defining a function, and when I click the button, this function will be invoked, and the function name is item select. So you have a window created like this. These are the different items available, and I'm not selecting any item, but when I say print selected item, it is not printing anything, right? It is not printing anything. Now I go and select this and I say print selected item. You can observe here it is printing. Okay, and not only that, apart from printing, I want to create a label also, which will say you have opted for BCom. Now suppose if I click BCA, and when I click the print selected item button, it says this is the item you have selected, and here it says you have opted for BCA, right? So this is how the values of a list box can be selected, or let me put it this way, the selected item value can be used in other part of the program. So suppose, say for example, here in this program we create a window and we create a list box also, and here in the list box I have added two more options. One is the select background as blue color and the cursor as dot. Okay, so what happens now, whenever you are going to select an item, you had seen this, whenever you are selecting an item, the background color of the selection is changed to blue, and the cursor usually we will have as a arrow mark. Now I change the cursor to dot, so I am getting this dot here as the cursor. Then we have the label of the list box title as programs offered. Then this is same as the previous example where I am adding the list of items, and if you can see here, when I scroll it up and down, it is showing me the other options also, right? So all these PG options are also shown here. Initially I am having only 6 options, 6 items in the list box. When I scroll down, the 7th and 8th item is also displayed. Okay, then I am packing both label and list box widgets, and I am creating a button widget where this widget is to be created, right? So I create a button widget, and the command is this particular function. Okay, then I'm just having a variable here, right? So I think this variable need not be used. The variable is not used here. Okay, so I deleted that variable because I don't use the variable in the program, so I deleted the variable. And then I am going to create a label so that I can display what option is selected by the user. So for which I create a label, and here you can observe I create a label without the text option, whereas this label is having the text option, but this label is not having the text option. I do because I'm going to set the text value during the execution of the program. Then I pack it, right, with padx pad_y value according to your wish. Now if you observe here, when I click the button, what is to be done? When I click this print selected item button, what is to be done? I want the current selection. So for which I use this for loop for I in listbox dot current selection. So whichever items are selected, all these things will be available in this particular for loop, and I am going to get the index value by using the get method. So if I say get of 0, then the first item will be available. Get of 1, the second item will be available, and that will be stored in a variable called item. And I am just printing the item so that I will get the output like this. So I print the item. Then I say you have opted for the string literal is created for the item which you have selected. So I am just adding the item here, concatenating the item. Then you can observe here I use the .config function of the label widget .config, and then I assign values to the options, right? So during the execution of the program, if you want to assign a value to any of the option in a widget, you can use the .config method. I repeat, during the execution of the program, if you want to create any value to a particular option, you can use the config function of the widget. I repeat, the config function of the widget is used to assign a value to an option during the execution of the program. Okay, and I say foreground color must be yellow. So initially I set the foreground color as green, right? But since I don't have any text, it is not showing any text during the initial execution. If you want, I'll run it again. When I run it initially, you can see here I don't have any text, right? So this label is not at all added. Okay, but when I say print selected item, after selecting, it says this is the option, right? And if you want, I'll just show you the text is equal to selection. Okay, and I'm going to run this code. When I run this code, you can see the label. This label is packed, this particular label. This label is packed with green color. Okay, now after opting, when you say print selected item, the text is changed as well as the foreground color is changed, right? So this is the advantage of having the listbox .config function. And I think if you want, I can change the size of it. Let me have this size, and I set the font equal to Helvetica 36. that is the font object name. The same object I am going to use for the second label also. I use it for the second label. Let us see running this program. I run this program. You can see here it has been increased. The size has been increased. I am going to select, then I say print, and you can see here you have opted for BCom. And if you want, you can increase the size. It is actually 16. Now let me increase it to 18 and I run it. You can see it has become much bigger now, and I select an option and I say you have opted for BBA, right? So like this you can try exploring all these options in the widget. So the next widget that we are going to discuss is a radio button. The radio button widget is used to display a number of options as radio buttons, and the user can select only one option at a time. Whereas check boxes or check button is used to display number of options, but you can have multiple selections at a time. But using radio button, you can select only one option at a time. So this is the syntax, the same syntax, and the possible options are, these are the possible options available. The same background, foreground, active background, active foreground, and if you want to have some images for the radio button, that can be set here. And the radio buttons are nothing but, this is what you mean by a radio button. So this is what you mean by a radio button, right? So this circle is shown to each and every item, and you can select any one of the item. Okay, so if instead of text as the radio button option, you can give a bitmap file also, which can be an image, and the cursor can also be changed, and the command can also be given, right? So when you select an option, what is to be done, as you click a button, you give a command. The same way as when you select the option, what is to be done can be given in the command option. Then these are pad X, pad Y, selected color, selected image. Text variable can also be assigned. So it is of string type that represents the text displayed by the widget. And then if you want to have the underlining, any option is to be underlined when you are going to select, then that can also be given. So these are some of the variable can also be used. What is the user's choice? If you want to keep track, then you can use a variable. So these are some of the options available for the radio button. In the same way, we have some methods also. These are some of the interesting methods where you can, during the execution of the program, you can go for deselecting the, you can turn off the option which is already selected, and this is used to flash the radio button between its active and normal colors few times if you want to flash it, and if you want to invoke the command, right? So this command option, in the command option we will specify a particular function, right? So particular function will be given as a value for the command option, so that the function will be executed whenever you select an option, right? And if this function is to be invoked automatically during the execution of the program, you can use the invoke one, and if you want to select the radio button, you can use the select method also, right? So these are some of the options and methods available in the radio button widget. This is one of the simple example we can have for the radio button. We define a function here, right? So we'll come back to the function later. So the window is created, and I am creating a variable here. I am creating a variable. As we create a string variable or integer variable, we can create different variables in the tkinter, and these variables can be associated with any of the widgets. So I create a variable and I create a label here. I create a label for having the title for this particular option. I am creating a label. It is not actually a title. This label is used when I select a option. I want which option is I just want to display which option is selected, so for which I am using this label and I pack it. Then you are creating a frame here, right? So you create a frame, I call it as button frame, and I add these radio buttons. All these radio buttons are added to the frame. All these 4 buttons are added to the frame, whereas the frame is added to the window. The frame is added to the window and all the radio buttons are added to the frame. Okay, and I give some text values like different flower names I have given, and I am associating the variable. See, this is the variable I have created. var is a variable I have created. I associate same variable to all the 4 radio buttons, so that this variable will hold whichever option is selected. Whichever option is selected, I use same variable for all the 4 buttons, so that when I select one button, that value will be assigned to this particular variable. And you can also assign some values to the radio buttons using this, so that when I select the first button, the value will be 1. When I select the second button, value will be 2. When I select the third button, the variable will have value 3. When I select the fourth button, the variable will be having value 4. Like that, I can set some variable and values to these radio buttons. Then you can start packing it. Now, if you observe the method or the function, what I do, I am going to create a string literal. You selected the option, then whichever variable you have created for the radio button, right? So this is the variable I have created for these 4 radio buttons which are associated, and from that variable I get the value, I convert it to string, and then I am going to configure the text option with this string. Okay, so when I select the third option, it says you selected the option 3. When I selected the first option, it says you selected the option 1. Okay, so let us go to the example. So this is the example which I had slightly modified. This is the list box example we had just seen. Okay, same thing. I am creating the window. Variable is created. I have a label here. I pack the label, and I am creating a frame for adding all these 4 buttons, right? So the label and the frame are the 2 objects available on the window, and on the frame I have these 4 radio buttons. Okay, and I am associating the variables, etc. But when I give the command, right? So when I give the command, what I do, in the earlier example we had seen, it is just showing me the option value, right? So whichever value you have assigned, the option value is shown here for the selection. Now what I do, I have slightly modified the function, so that if the variable is having value 1, I give, or I want to display rows as the option. So let us just try running this. When I run it, it first says radio button demo, right? So it is saying it is radio button demo, and 4 options are given here. When I select the first one, it says your selection is rose. When I select the second one, it says your selection is jasmine. For the third one, it says your selection is lavender, and the fourth one, it says selection is lily. So like this, you can get the value of the variable, check it, then according to that you can display the text on any of the label. Right? So this is another simple example you can have for the radio button. So let us discuss the message widget in the next session. Thank you.